Alright, trying this one more time. We back? Okay, I think we're back now. Anybody who's still here, thanks for sticking it out, but I'm not sure how long we're going to be able to keep it up. I'm going to try it again. That sounds terrible. Don't forget to read my DM on Twitter. I will. Discard! I got a magnet and a sticker from you today, just before I got back home. Thank you for that. Alright, Jake, let's try this again. We'll see how it goes. I changed the frame rate to 30, so let's see if that helps. I think it just wouldn't restart because I had tried to stop and started too many times, so I think it was actually a problem getting a connection to YouTube, but we'll see. We'll see. And I'm going to pick Baby Park because if we're going to do this, we should tax it the correct way. No, Excite Bike Arena. Because maybe that'll give me the motivation I need to finally start trials. Yo! You're thinking about doing a blank on the blank. Why don't we do a blank blank? We're hilarious. You know, we are hilarious, Jakin. You more so than me. Yes, Magnet Hype. Now that is a reward specifically for your patrons, correct? Or are you just handing those out like candy to people who ask nicely and, you know, bat their eyelashes at you, Disc? Yeah, so I think that, I may have been onto something with that 60 frames business. So essentially, I think I can play off the interface as long as I don't exceed 30 frames. Which, not ideal, not the best play experience, but I'm not out to get the best play experience for myself. Oh, I forgot to add CPU this time, but that's okay, I was just testing. After this race, I'll add some CPU people in, so it's not as embarrassing when you spank me on stream, Jakin. As far as your suggestion goes, Jakin, I like the idea of it, but I don't know if it's a good fit here. On your side of things, though, absolutely. There's another what? Oh no! Magnets are patron only, working on more advertising designed to use. Oh no. But it may be a sticker. I gotcha. I saw Resistance or Retribution for PSP at a pawn shop today. I don't think I ever played Resistance Retribution, actually. Although I will say Killzone on the Vita, now that I think of it, is probably one of the best portable shooters of all time. Speaking of, I really need to finish Doom on the Switch, and then I would really like to play Wolfenstein 2. But I've got so many things in the backlog right now, and lately I've been enjoying a lot of Dragon's Dogma, which I think is great. It's taken me a little bit of getting used to, but still, pretty fun game. Finally found it. What did you find, Notorious? Pawn shops are a place I always forget to look. I never really go to pawn shops. I usually just hit up like used game shops. Games will have good stuff, but like my go-tos are like L1 Games, Warp Zone, Video Game Exchange here in Columbus. Play It, Trade It. I mean, there's a lot here. And Jake, as soon as you come over to Columbus, I'm going to take you to every one of them. We will go game hunting together. I just want to play MK8 with my boys, but I'm at work. Nick, I would love for you to come in and play. Specifically, so you could put a hurting on Jakin, so he wouldn't dominate the entirety of this race, but, you know, it's okay. It happens. Let me fix something here. I'm going to back out and leave this group, Jakin, so we can add some more people in. Jakin got too good. There's one in Marysville near the KFC. Wait, a pawn shop, or are you talking about like a video game exchange or something? Alright, so I'm just going to jump into some worldwide races, and Jake, if you want to join up on me, we'll just race with some other people. Other human opponents, and see how it goes. Hopefully connection remains strong, and if it's too horrible, we'll switch to something else. Secret is to train against Japanese people. I tell you, man, there's a lot of good... Oh, wait, hold on a second. A pawn shop with a good game section. Yeah, that's the thing, I just don't hit that many pawn shops. It is better. I don't know. I would not call it the best Mario, but you know, testing is how we improve, right? Failure is the lens through which we glimpse success. How does it look on your side, Mario? I will read your other message in a moment. I am glad to hear it looks amazing. I guess we're just spectating and waiting right now. I was having issues on the other video, but I know people were, so I hope they can see you now. I'm looking. I don't have anything. In what chat, Jakin? Okay, it needs new tracks and racers, in my humble opinion. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I had no idea that Mortal Kombat Armageddon is also for the Wii. Yeah, I do remember that being out on the Wii. I wonder if I had any motion controls. Oh, wait, do you mean the Chillcast chat? Everyone is here in Mortal Kombat. That would be pretty great. Have Joker join. Oh, yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Oh, come on. I would not be opposed to a new Street Fighter game, but I would rather just stick with Mortal Kombat for now. And I can't remember who left the comment on the pickups that I did earlier talking about Mortal Kombat. I think it was that one. Talking about how it's so heavily combo based, and I would agree. Like, as long as I can focus on like one or two characters, I think I can learn to get better at Mortal Kombat. But it's definitely not the way it used to be. Like, you can't really cheap your way through Mortal Kombat today. I think like you could in like Mortal Kombat 2 or something, perhaps. D-Dub, what's up, man? I don't know who just tried to red shell me, but denied. Oh, come on. King K. Rool racing a car that looks like Gangplank Galleon, that would be fire. I would have to agree. That music is fantastic. Make carts exclusive to racers? Yes. Kane, what's going on, man? How are you? Thanks for swinging by. Just playing some Mario Kart, since that's what the vote went to. Which, I'm wondering now if Mortal Kombat 11 will ever win the vote for the Switch. And that's pretty much the only reason I bought Mortal Kombat 11 for the Switch. I mean, I also got it on the PS4 because that was the overwhelming majority, but I thought there would be at least a few people who were interested in doing that. Good game. I'll try Excitebike again. I play King K. Rool only if that happened. He says, I'm curious as to how you found your focus in what you wanted to do on YouTube. I'm trying to find out my main focus. I'm a little uncertain. That's a really good question. For me, originally I didn't have a focus. My focus was this channel used to be called Geeks Podcast, and I didn't really have a clear idea of what I wanted to do. I just knew I loved geek culture, and I took it too broad. And the problem with that inherently was if I did videos about video games, for example, for like 2-3 weeks, then I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna do comic books this week." Then you're really not getting the thing that you signed up for by subscribing to this channel. And eventually, basically, what I found out was that niche was just way too broad on its own, way too broad, even though I had good intent with it, I think. But my real passion has always been video games more than anything else. Do I love, like the MCU? Do I love comic books? Do I love some collectibles? Absolutely. But I don't love anything as much as I love video games in terms of like a hobby. So once I figured that out, I knew that that's basically where I wanted to be. And one of the things that I noticed about myself is that I was really into filming and editing. Like I just loved the process of doing it, and that's when it kind of occurred to me that there were a lot of gaming channels out there. I know a lot of gamers who run channels tend to struggle with like the technical aspects of video production or streaming, and even and that's the thing, like. I would not consider myself like the end-all be-all authority. I don't think anybody really is, but there are certainly people out there who have a greater amount of experience than I do with gaming channels. But I've always been of the opinion that it's like you share or you teach what you learn, right? Like there's objective authority and subjective authority. Objective authority, and this the example that I always use is if someone's going to be doing open heart surgery on me, I want you to be a doctor with some objective authority. Like I don't want you to be like, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, I can totally do this heart surgery. But on the other hand, like if you're somebody who eats, sleeps, breathes something the way I do with like video games and YouTube, you can become sort of a subjective authority. And if it's not a life or death situation, like I'm not performing any tracheotomies here. That's something where if you are the resource that somebody finds, and as long as you are genuinely putting out good information, I think that's a really powerful thing. So for me, finding my focus was basically just looking at the things that I really enjoyed doing and realizing they were something that I would do for free anyways. And then, just deciding that was going to be my focus on YouTube. It was something that I really didn't think I was going to get tired of, and as of yet, over about the past 18 months, give or take, since I pivoted this channel very purely in a video game direction, that has been the case. Or it's the case that I have not gotten tired of it, I should say. That probably sounded really weird. I just found my focus a year and a half later. Right, and Nick, man, I would love to get on like a hangout with you and talk about that sometime if you'd be willing to come on the channel. Because it's one of those things where, there's something that I have, it's basically like, well, first off, good game. But then I have this chalkboard wall downstairs in my basement where I normally do most of my shooting, or used to do most of my shooting. Now I'm doing more of it up here. And it's a quote from, it says The Wizard of Menlo Park. I think it's Edison. But essentially, to have a great idea, have a lot of them. And my advice to anybody who's looking for folks would be to try a bunch of things that you like. Don't try stuff you don't like. That's probably not gonna yield any very positive results. But just try a lot of different things and see what clicks for you. For me, it was basically doing video games and trying to serve people by putting out informational content. I love doing that, and I get to whip a little humor in there too whenever I have occasion to. And that's just. That's what I like to do, because like my whole thing is like I'm big on building legacy, not currency. Like I am out to make YouTube a full-time gig, make no mistake, but at the same time I'm not willing to take shortcuts to get there in like a sleazy way. Like there are smart cuts you can do. There are certainly things you can do to sort of get yourself more leverage or to kind of get yourself in front of a wider audience faster. But people who do things like buy subscribers or they do things like sub for sub, those people are looking for short-term gains at the expense of long-term legacy, and that's just not something I'm about. And I would not suggest that as a tactic to anybody. Like if you get 20,000 subscribers, but they're 20,000 garbage subscribers that only subscribe to you because you bought them, really, where's the value in that? Like I'm not out to get like a hollow silver play button. If it takes me 20 or 30 years to get there, that's fine, assuming I'm still alive. That's fine, but I'd rather earn it than buy them up. Sam says, I'm the youngest person here. That's not true. Jakin is every bit of 7 years old. I promise you. Oh, come on. Oh, this is so awful. I'm the worst person at Mario Kart here. I will say that. I feel like I've never raced on this before. This does not look familiar to me at all. Is this like one of the new tracks that they added recently? Wasn't there an update for this not too long ago? Because this is not familiar to me. Sam says I'm 15. Right on. Whoops. Yes, we want genuine people who do watch. Absolutely, Maro. You know, that's the thing. Like, it's... And I feel like it's been beaten to death, this saying, but it's true. YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint. Do people sometimes get overnight success? Absolutely. Like, there are absolutely people out there who have gotten, like, a single video that went viral, and then they were able to leverage that into greater success. Like the, who was it, Chewbacca mom. She absolutely did that. But, you know, that's like the exception, not the rule. And most of the people who are successful on YouTube, they're like, oh, man, it just happened overnight. It didn't happen overnight. It was the result of hundreds of, you know, or thousands or tens of thousands of hours of practice and refining your focus and strategy and production to get to that place. You know, I think that's why a lot of people give up, because I think you kind of get this false idea that gets perpetuated where people are like, oh, you know what, I'll just make a YouTube channel and then I'll just like make money and then, you know, I'll just be set. But that's just not how it works. You have to put out something valuable. And even if you get some short-term success, it's not going to be sustainable unless you approach it with the right mindset, I don't think. Which, and I'm not saying that to like bring anybody down. Like, if you're all pumped about YouTube, you know, I'm saying this to be encouraging, not discouraging. Good game. Oh, Gamer Thumb, what's up, man? Dropping a like and saying hi real quick. I'm having a couple drinks and watching Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal. I almost said Sinbad because I can't stop thinking about that lately. Nintendo saw you get a new focus, just up to your new channel. I'm thinking how to incorporate music into my channel because I do drums and guitar. Yeah, that's definitely that's a question for Nick, not for me. Friend request. I don't know if that's somebody in chat, but I'll try to grab it real quick. I would assume it's somebody in chat, unless it's somebody we just raced with, but... It's the one thing that I don't like about the Switch, is I feel like if I hop out to accept a friend request real quick, the potential for me to just tank an online lobby is profound, and I hate that feeling. I just do it for fun, no editing, no intro, no outro. Sure, I could give more effort and grab more subs, but it's a side thing for me. When I have time, I just have fun. And that's the thing, if that works for you, that's great. And something else I think a lot of people forget is not everyone who's on YouTube has the same goals. For some people, it's a creative outlet. For some people, it's a way to connect with other gamers or other fans within whatever particular niche that they focus on. For some people, they are entrepreneurial minded and that they want to turn it into a business. Or if they're not trying to go full time with it, they just like the idea of some ancillary income in addition to their day job. I mean, there are a billion different reasons to do YouTube. And whatever your focus is, or I guess whatever your end game is, or the way you treat it, it will determine your tactics and strategy, if you even have any. Some people, and I've actually scripted out a whole video on this topic, is there's a huge difference between being a YouTuber and being on YouTube. I have been on YouTube for like a decade, but I would say I've only been a YouTuber for about a year and a half. So when I look at it through that perspective, I feel like there are a lot of people out there who get a lot of false information, or they get built up on the hype of YouTube, or the glitz and glamour of it that gets, kind of put out there by, like, massive YouTubers. And I don't think they do it, not everyone does it intentionally because they want to, like, bomb up somebody's day or hurt anybody or anything. But I think it can set some incredibly unrealistic expectations, and depending on your mindset or where you're at emotionally, that can be super dangerous. But then again, I think it's also on the person who's, getting that information to, try to be informed about it. And hold on, just kidding. I wish I'm an overnight success. 1 million subs in 2 weeks. Yeah, but Jake, you're the exception, right? See, you're one of those dangerous people I was talking about. Giving people false hope, you're a monster. Yeah, these new courses, I don't like them. Mainly because I'm not familiar enough with them to know where all the curves are, and I'm bad at paying attention and streaming at the same time, obviously. 200 Dragon Driftway is unholy. If that's one of the past two ones that we played, then I would say yes. Oof, good game. The sprites have to be in speed. I gotcha. I don't know. That was one of my favorites, though. I did like it, but I played it when it originally came out in, what, 1992? That's an old game. I had completely forgotten about that. For some reason, like, it didn't click into my brain until the second you put Kazam in there, and I was thinking Shazam's him, but then I was like, wait, Kazam was the Shaq one. Those are some very easy words to confuse when getting nostalgic about a movie that did not exist. I don't even remember playing that track, even though it's an old one, Morrow. What are you drinking tonight, Fabian, just out of curiosity? I prefer Street Fighter Alpha 3. I never really got into that one. Like, the last time I was super into Street Fighter would have been probably around Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which I have for the Super Nintendo, I want to say when I was 10 years old? That would have been, I think, 1993 or, well, 1994. If I'm remembering it correctly. Mara says, I love Alpha 3. Mara, I don't think I knew you were a fan of fighters, did I? Have we ever talked about that? Ouch. The traffic is brutal. I love that the star just knocks cars off the roads. Nobody asked me. I grew up with fighting games, so that was my first video game I ever started. That is pretty great. I'm wasting all of these. I play most of the Street Fighter games, the Anniversary Collection for Switch. Ah, right on. Yeah, I felt like the original one that came out was not nearly as exciting as the Anniversary Collection. Because I remember first being excited for that, and then the Anniversary Collection came out, and I was like, this is much better. Although, even though I played a lot of Street Fighter when I was around 10 years old, I would say that I have a stronger or a fonder history, I think, with Mortal Kombat. Because I remember being super into Mortal Kombat 2, and I remember playing 3 and 3 Ultimate with friends when that came out. And then a little older in high school when 4 came out, even though a lot of people hated 4 and thought it was garbage. And in some ways it was. I really enjoyed playing it. I think that was the first time they had weapons, too, if I recall. I hate not winning. That's why we're playing with other people. So you can taste the humiliation of defeat. I think Wario Stadium is probably one of my favorite of all time. Yeah, I feel like the stream definitely does look clearer, but I'm still gonna have to tweak this a little bit to get it to where I want it to. Where I want it to be. I never played Tekken on the GBA. I don't think I even knew that existed. Have you seen Trailblazer for Switch? It looks nice, but I heard it was okay. Trailblazer, that's a racing game, isn't it? Is that like, what was it, Flip? Hold on. Because I think I see that on sale all the time at GameStop for like $20. Oh yeah, yeah, I do remember the box art for that. Yes, that's racing. I like it since... Hold on. Paint comes out... Oh, it comes off the track and it just looks visually pleasing. So wait, why are people just saying it's okay then? Does it just like not control well? To be fair, I still haven't played, what was it? The fruit racing game? That I picked up and I was so excited. I was like, I'm totally streaming this and I just never got around to it. All-Star Fruit Racing. Which is supposed to have actually pretty solid item mechanics, as I recall. This track is no joke. Whoa. Oh, the turn was too tight. Ah, quicksand. I hate that you lose your sparks when you slam into a wall, but then again, I should get good. Oh, really? That's unfortunate. Woof, good game. I'll do Wild Woods. Hashtag get good, absolutely. Okay, now I can read the chat a little bit easier. I went ahead and full screened it over here so I could see better. And then I'm probably going to end it at around 10:30 tonight. My puppy was not feeling great earlier. I'm going to check on her a little bit sooner than I normally would. So what's everybody else been playing tonight? Or this week, I guess. Maybe not just tonight, unless you're playing while you're watching. If so, that's cool. I also saw Final Fantasy VII for PS1 today at a game store in Delaware. What were they selling it for, just out of curiosity? That used to demand a higher price, so I'm guessing that's going to bottom out tremendously when the remake comes out. Or who knows, maybe it'll just create like a mad dash of excitement for the original and it'll go up in price. Taylor, I said what game are you playing, not what chores are you doing. I'm sorry. Super gatekeepy of me, I realize. I think I'm just especially irritated because I finally got my dad to quit playing Fallout 76 but it only worked because he stole my copy of Borderlands, the remaster of the original, which has been tremendous, by the way. I was gonna put that on the multiplayer next week. Maybe it is 4 players, not 8. But would anybody have interest in playing Borderlands on stream sometime? You better be glad I like you, Josh. I am glad you like me, Taylor. Because if you didn't, you might force me to play Fallout 76, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Sorry, you know I'm sour about that game because I bought that collector's edition. They had a tremendous opportunity from basically the area that I grew up in, or not far off, and then they botched it horribly. And I'm going to go on a very particular rant about that at some point. There's a video coming up on the channel that is a direct response to Tark's Gauntlet. And really, I would have had it done by now, except for some of the games that I'm required to play for that response. I have not touched forever, and I actually have to capture footage from them. I know, I like to give you a hard time about it. No, it's all good, man. And that's the thing, like if people are enjoying it, more power to them. I just personally, I think that really the icing on that cake for me was that they just handled everything about that game's launch so poorly. It was just like a comedy of errors. Like it's like you couldn't not see Fallout 76 in the press after that game came out with them messing something up, or straight up deriding their fans, and that's awful. And the real tragedy there, which I'll explain more in detail in the video, is the damage they did to the Fallout brand, because the Fallout fan base is pretty rabid, and now they're not going to be able to launch another Fallout game without a ton of skepticism on our part. Like, no one is ever going to look at a Fallout game the same way again, or at least not for a very long time, until they have a couple hits with the Fallout series now where they really knock it out of the park. It's going to be hard for them to recover from that. And I think that's unfortunate. Henry, what's going on, man? Thanks for swinging by, dude. Devos, hello. Wait, did you leave and come back, or were you just saying hi to Henry? That bullet couldn't keep up with me in my glorious 7th place finish. Player 2, I wish I was gaming. I wish you were gaming too, Notorious. I really do. FF3 for NES translated Adobe Premiere Pro. Oh, that's the game you've been playing? Nice. I didn't see that first part, Notorious. They need another Mega Man X game. I don't know if they'll ever make another one of those or not. I'm sure Fabian wouldn't mind. Let's do DK Jungle. It's got some interesting bits. Now people are going to go over Starfield with a fine-tooth comb. Yeah, no doubt. And the only positive I think that comes out of that is I don't think that we should be excusing Bethesda, or really any developer, where it used to be like, if a title was ambitious enough, critics and I think gamers alike would sort of make excuses for a lower quality game. They'd be like, well, it's riddled with bugs, but that's Bethesda. And I don't think they're going to be able to play that card anymore. I think that any goodwill that they had in that arena was quickly struck down by the botched Fallout 76 launch. Not much, man. Just getting ready to graduate in about 2 weeks from now. Congratulations, Henry. That is tremendous, man. That is super great. Yes, it has been a little bit, Henry. My school is getting out on the 16th. How excited are you for that? I would be thrilled. So the important thing that I learned today is that you can use the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 for streaming and play off of the interface in OBS, as long as you don't exceed what appears to be 30 frames per second. If you do 60, it looks like it tanks pretty hard. Because ever since I switched it down to 30 frames per second, it's been the performance has been good on my side, and checking on the stream, it looks like it's doing all right. I'm going to play Final Fantasy VII for Switch and Bravely Default for 3DS. Bravely Default's really good. I've never beaten Final Fantasy VII. I've played it, never beaten it. I don't know if I want to buy it for the Switch or not. I've been on the fence about it, mainly because I just... if you looked at the April Pickups video that I put up today, or like 9 or 10, Between Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 and 12, I should be in good shape. I would rather play 9 before I play 7, because I've never played 9, and I've only ever heard people say how amazing it is. Although I've heard a lot of people say that they find the main character to be annoying in that game, so, you know. I'm not obviously well-versed enough in it to say one way or the other, but if the gameplay is good, still worth it. Henry says, nice one, Samuel. I'd be relieved to get out here earlier than expected, but I'm close and patience is the key. Absolutely, Henry. That's just good advice for life, period, my friend. Well, Taylor, to be fair, I would guess that you have way more experience with the SNES era than the PlayStation era. Is that a true statement? Not simply based on your name, but also based on what I think I have seen to be your tastes. Had to sacrifice our spring break. Probably worth it, though, Henry. I don't know why, but this track really makes me want to play 1080-degree snowboarding, which I haven't touched forever. Or snowboard kits. I haven't touched that in even longer. Oh! At least I came back to 4th. That took a lot of boosting. Hope you're doing well. YourPlayerTwo. Sawyer, you too, man. Thanks for swinging by, man. John says it's really time for a modern version of SSX. That would be nice. I feel like we're overdue. Or maybe I just liked SSX Tricky a lot because of the music, but I mean, who didn't? I like MP Dime because I played with my sister. Wait, what? Which game are we talking about? I also got enrolled to college. I'm currently taking law enforcement class. I feel like with a bunch of studying will come... Well, let me pick a course here. I feel like with a bunch of studying we'll get somewhere in life. On the plus side, college is going to be better than high school. College is demonstrably better than high school in almost every way. Favorite SSX character? Mine was I honestly don't remember any of the character names, man. I haven't played it since 2003, I want to say. Because didn't SSX Tricky also get a release on the original Xbox? Because that's what I played when I was in college. Mario Party 9. Thank you, Sam. I could not put that together. My brain has been so much in MK mode, not MP. I agreed on my high school life was good. Yeah, I liked my high school life. But I like college life a lot better. And that's not because I was some party animal. I wasn't. Mostly. But, you know, there's just a lot more freedom there. And, you know, honestly, well, I take that back. When I first moved to Columbus, I was extremely anxious, like anxiety-ridden. And Lady Pelvic, I think, she sent out a tweet the other day asking people what game in your life had been particularly meaningful. And one of the ones that I said, well, the only one that I said when I replied to the tweet was Final Fantasy X. And that's because I played Final Fantasy X in high school right at the end of it, and then I played it a lot in college too, right as soon as I moved to Columbus. Because I would get literally so anxious going to my college classes that I was sick to my stomach every day for probably the first month or two that I lived in Columbus. And apparently it's fairly common for transplants, people that, you know, especially if you come from a small town like I did and then move to a larger city where it's, you know, where I came from, there was like one highway to get everywhere, and then I moved to Columbus, and there's like a bajillion highways. So people are like, oh, you have to get on 270 north to go south. And I'm like, why would you get on north to go south? It was all very confusing. And one of the things I did that sort of helped me stay sane and kind of calm down was I would basically rush home from class and just immerse myself in Final Fantasy X. That or I would go to the mall. And that's where I actually got my first job when I was up here, was because the mall had a certain familiarity to it, right? Because if you go to a mall, a JCPenney is the same anywhere you go in the country. So as far as I was concerned, I could have been at the one back home. So that is why Final Fantasy X was particularly memorable for me. Although I can't really remember much of the story. I only remember playing the game and the gameplay more than anything. I have a lot of trouble remembering the narrative of games from earlier in life. I'm a lot better with it now that I'm older, but yeah, that's why I loved Final Fantasy X so much. It was pretty much a must-buy for me when it came out on the Switch. Yeah, Solid, I'm hoping to get back into it. I put out a poll the other day, like, what RPG should I try? And people overwhelmingly went for Persona 5, but the only hesitation I have with Persona 5 is I want that Switch version, man. I want to play it on the Switch so that I can play it on the go, even though it's not as much of a consideration for me as it used to be. I feel like the second I start it or I start making significant progress in Persona 5, they're going to be like, surprise, it is coming to the Switch. And I don't want to put 40 hours into it on the PlayStation and then go start over on the Switch or something like that. Good game. Josh, you old softy. Indeed, I am. Mario Kart 8 Troll says, yes, it is better than high school. About to graduate on Saturday. Congratulations, man. To you as well. I think you're right. I played Tricky on GameCube with composite widescreen cables. Ooh, fancy, John. Look at you. I don't want to brag, but I've got an HDMI modded GameCube now, so, you know, no big deal. Although it was an amazing unit from Rocker Gaming. I highly recommend it. Or he does the Saturn, too, if you're into that kind of thing. I never played the Saturn myself. What about streaming Golden Sun for GBA? Are you asking, like, would I stream it? Because I've been playing, well, I can't say I've been playing. I tested and created saves for Golden Sun, but I was playing it on the PSP Go, because I put emulators on there, and that's, you know, where I made that video months ago at this point. Oh, it's still one of the top performing videos on this channel, which I'm very proud of. Taylor, hashtag humble brag all day. Absolutely. Like, yeah, I like my Tesla, but I just had to donate it to starving children, so, you know, no big deal. You can use the Wii U. What, because you can buy Golden Sun like the eShop there or something? If I ever get the Wii U, that might be a possibility. Although I could just stream it on an emulator if I wanted to, I guess. Which, that's the thing, like, I've talked to people who get real bent out of shape about their, like, when people stream emulators. And I'm like, why? Like, who can I don't know. It's just not something I get bent out of shape. Now, as a physical collector, do I prefer the original hardware? Yes, absolutely. But I love the save states of, say, the, you know, like the Retron. Like, I will probably never stream again with the Super Nit analog. Now, I would play it just for fun, for the challenge of it, to enjoy my old cartridges, you know, in the best possible way, even better than the original SNES hardware, which it feels like blasphemy, really. But for streaming, I'll absolutely do the thing that's going to make it easiest for me. You know, I'm out for streaming. Despite my horrible performance of Mario Kart, I'm generally out to entertain and be chatty. I'm not out to, you know, be an incredible player, because I'm just not that kind of streamer. If you want that kind of stream, you should check out Gamer Thumb. Like, that's a cat who's dedicated to his craft and refuses to ever play a game on baby mode. Finishing my last number, so I saw your video about the HDMI GameCube. Very sweet. Shortly after I got my GameCube... Wait. I missed the last part of that. They took the HD port off of it, so I was always afraid it would break down. Oh, right on. Emulation. Oh, yeah, emulation definitely has a convenience factor. Totally agree with that. Sam says that is the reason that I want Symphony of the Night physical. Can't blame you. As soon as I found Symphony of the Night physical, I grabbed it immediately. And I got it at a bargain, I think. I think I got that game for like $45 when it was trending, I want to say at 70 or 80. So I'm not sure if somebody just didn't update the price on that and it had just been sitting around in the store for a while or what, but... I wonder what Symphony of the Night's going for right now. I couldn't even tell you. I'm chasing that bullet. Avedon, what's up, man? How are you doing? And thank you for stopping by the stream. And thank you again for the donation. I appreciate it. You just had me nervously checking out my tickets. I was like, please tell me you didn't do it again and I missed it. Like, of all the times I've missed that in a stream, like, 75% of the time it was you. Which is horrible because you're one of my best friends on YouTube. Next to Jakin, which I only have to say that as a caveat, because if I don't, Jakin will cry. You know how it is. You've talked to Jakin. He's been on the Chillcast. Donation Ninja? No doubt. You should jump in this race and dethrone Jakin. He's too good. Even Nick admitted he was too good. Also, curious about the Chillcast, because I will be back. I'm so sorry I bailed on you for 2 weeks, but any preview on the topics for this week you'd care to share? For those of you that aren't familiar, I am over on Avedon's channel, usually every Friday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, for the Chillcast with a bunch of good people. Like, Jakin is there, NX is usually there, Rax the Great, Rob Regal, Chips and Sticks, occasionally Super Andrew 64, and I'm probably forgetting one or two people right now. If so, I'm sure Avatom will correct me. I don't tell anyone. Alright, fair. Fair. Jakin is better than me. Don't feed his ego like that, man. I can't deal with that tonight. It's been a long day, Abaddon. I like playing Sonic CD on the phone. Wait, wasn't there a version of Sonic CD that you could play on... Wasn't there a Sonic Collection that had that? Or am I just thinking of elements of it that were in Sonic Mania? I can't remember. Apex may be coming to the Switch. That's a topic. Oh, they'd be crazy not to bring it to the Switch. But I will save my insights for this. I'm about to go on a huge rant. They're like, let me tell you something about Apex Legends, Abaddon. But no, I'll save that for the show, sir, over on your channel. Might have to dethrone you later, Jakin. I wish you would, Sawyer. Being beaten by Jakin is especially frustrating because he's got a potentially the most impish grin I've ever seen on a human being. It's infinitely frustrating. I honestly don't know why I stay friends with him, except for the fact that he showers me in shiny gifts and baubles. Josh, even though you're not ranking it, at least you're having fun with it. Thank you, Henry. I appreciate you pointing that out. Like, you know what, man? Even though you're completely inept at Mario Kart, we're still hanging out. That's what I'm banking on, sir. That's because victory is not my priority. You guys are. And taking cheap shots at Jakin. It's okay, though. He'll give it back to me whenever he streams on his channel. Speaking of which, have you even streamed lately, Jakin? Have you come back and I just missed it? Gotta be judicious about those infinite mushrooms. They're a privilege, not a right. I hope you don't drive in real life like you do in Mario Kart, Taylor. Or, Josh. No, I do not drive like this. I am prone to speeding a little bit. And if there's... That's the thing. Normally, I think I'm a fairly chill individual. Normally. But I get road rage like nobody's business. Not when somebody else is in the car. I would never, ever behave that way when somebody else is in the car. But when it's just me, I will lose my mind. If you go like a single mile per hour under the speed limit, it drives me crazy. Like, I'm one of those people who thinks that the speed limit is a solid 5 to 10 over whatever the posted speed limit is. The cops that have pulled me over would not agree, but to be fair, I only ever got one speeding ticket, and that one wasn't even my fault. And I was pulled over about, I think it was around Easter last year, on the way back from my hometown. I was visiting family. And I had expired tags on my car. And the officer was walking up to my car, and I was like, man, you better think of something real funny, because you are down in the sticks of southern Ohio. And he walked up to my car, and he was like, hey, how's it going today? And I was like, oh, just, I'm in a real hurry to get these expired tags renewed. And I think those chuckle points I scored were enough to get me out of the ticket, because he let me off with a warning, which was delightful. Which he did call me on it, because he was like, why would you tell me you have expired tags? I was like, I'm not getting out of this with my looks, so I work with what I have. I haven't streamed Josh in a week or two. I keep meaning to. What's holding you back, man? Just busy schedule right now? Technical issues? I drive in real life how I drive on here. I wouldn't know since you never came over to Columbus to visit, Jakin. You kept making these empty promises. Who did not suggest a course yet? What's the deal? Also, is anybody else going to get Saints Row the Third on Switch? Just curious. I'm grabbing that Friday again. I've heard it's tremendous. Never played it. Even though I think it may actually be in my collection for the 360, but don't care. The Switch is my port machine. I want ports all day, every day for that system, and I cannot wait for Saints Row. Henry says, I have a lot of goals except for YouTube. Except for the YouTube world, going to put a lot of work to get me to 1,000. Well, at least you have the good sense to set some goals, right? There are a lot of people who just aimlessly upload content and they're like, "How come I'm not rich yet?" Not really the best strategy. Not much of a business strategy at all, really. Sorry, I thought I got another friend request, but nope, I have no friends. Jenkins has been lazy with the new job and whatnot. Well, you've been lazy at the new job, or on account of your new job, you've been lazy when it comes to your streaming career on YouTube. LOL. Sighed Jakin. Yes, sighed him. Sam says, where are you from? Where am I from? Are you asking me, Sam? I am from Columbus, Ohio. Was just gonna run around on Red Dead in the Arthur Morgan voice? Nice. I like that they have rupees in this level instead of coins. It's more thematically appropriate. Ooh, I saw someone's mushrooms. Not quite enough, though. It most definitely is going to take a lot of time to get to 1K, but patience and time I've got, it's all just a matter of time before I reach my goals. That's a good attitude, man, and I would honestly say that attitude is half the battle for YouTube, really, because, I mean, it takes a certain amount of, like, mental acuity and self-discipline to consistently create content, especially when you're a smaller creator, when you're just starting out, because it can be an absolutely draining affair, right? Especially if you're not getting the views initially, or if you're not 100% sure of your focus, but you're determined to just put in the work anyways. That is completely commendable. Like, that's the thing. I'll never down somebody for, quote, failing on YouTube or whatever, because, again, like, what's that saying? The master has failed more times than, like, the beginner has even tried. Like, your heroes in any space, YouTube or otherwise, like, they just kept failing over and over until they did it so many times that they could not fail. According to Google Maps, you're about 3 hours away from me, Josh. Well, Taylor, if you ever want to come hang out in Columbus, Ohio, man, you let me know. We'll go hit up, like, a ton of game stores around here and hang out with Muzz from level 1 and find some trouble to get into, I'm sure. The weather here is the roll of the dice. Yeah, 200%. Agree with that, Sam. I love the musical arrangement in this track, too. Yeah, totally. It's fantastically well done. Makes me sad that I have not yet beaten Breath of the Wild on Master Mode, but, you know, I did beat the base game, and I was happy with it. I was so happy when I finished that. Good game, all. You stay away from Taylor, Jakin. He's my friend. Sam says, where were you raised? I was raised in southern Ohio, just north of Ashland, Kentucky. And around Huntington, West Virginia. I'm gonna pick... excuse me. I'm gonna pick Mute City just because I want to hear the music again. Jake says I'm right above Louisville. Yeah, that is true. I see how it is. You can go hang out with Taylor, but not me, Jakin. You and your false promises. I live north of Columbus in Logan County. Yep, I am smack in the middle of Franklin. Was that guy's name Chungo? Because I feel like that's about half a click away from Big Chungus. Speaking of one of my friends at work, she is super pregnant. I keep calling her Big Chungus, and she does not appreciate it. Probably not the smartest thing I could do, but her husband thinks it's hilarious. Yeet, Big Chungus. Yep. They should make a new FZ. Yes, they should, Henry. It's been long enough. When was the last one? GX? That was what, 2003? Oh no. I thought I could outrun my certain doom, and yet I could not. It's okay. Oof. Those curves are perilous. I'd be careful with these pregnant women until they have like superhuman strength. Indeed she does. Indeed she does. But I regret nothing. Until she gets rid of that parasite, as I lovingly call it, she will be Big Chungus. I'm riding this mushroom all the way to the finish line. Good game. YOLO. GX was the other one they made. Yeah, it's been like forever. And that was one of my favorite games when I was a kid. The music sounds an awful lot like Thriller in certain parts. Mario Circuit. I got Mario Karted. Now, that one's pretty difficult, but very fun. It was difficult. That was unlucky. I was spectating you. Pizza sounds good. Pizza does sound good. That was a completely random thought, Mario. Are you just hungry? Or did somebody else mention pizza? I didn't see that, if so. Yes, of course I've been to Cane's Chicken. That's like an institution around here. Everyone in Columbus was so excited when that started showing up. Although I remember when I first moved to Columbus, that was my first time ever going to a Chipotle, and I fell in love pretty much instantly. It's one of those things, like, is Chipotle the best food in the entire world? No, but it's really good. Really good when they're not poisoning people. But other than that, really good. And, it's one of those things, like, I consistently know what I'm going to get there. The menu is simple. The food is super tasty. Again, it's not fine dining, but it's certainly a step up from, like, Taco Bell or McDonald's or something like that. Love at first bite. Well played, Taylor. But yes, absolutely true. I haven't played this in at least a month, so wish me luck. Good luck, Sawyer. It's me saying I'm lurking, but yes, I'm hungry, even though I ate. What did you eat? Did you eat pizza, or did you eat something else that now makes you want pizza? Was your original food not good enough for you, Maro? Ugh, that was a horrible move. It's weird because I'm sitting here like, Chipotle's so much better than Taco Bell, but you know where I had dinner? Taco Bell. Ugh, these Goombas. I agree with the Chipotle. It's just so good. It's so reliably consistent. After high school, I plan to find a job, could use the money for some more GameCube games. On the plus, keep some money aside. That's a good idea, Henry. I'm sure you will do quite well. My food was peasant food. At least it isn't. It is a burrito. What was your peasant food? Do you have like ramen? Because depending on the kind of ramen you have, that could definitely be peasant food. Oh, Sawyer's moving. I must have you, Sawyer. Hold on. I will maybe overtake you with a little bit of luck. Ah, I should have grabbed that double. It's okay. That green shell's got your name on it, Sawyer. Hope you're ready. There's no way that's gonna hit him. He's way too far gone. My optimism, though, is just unyielding. Wait, did I hit him? Sawyer, did you get hit with a green shell? If so, that would be the longest range green shell in the history of long range green shells. And how dare you fire that green shell back at me, Sawyer? I saw what you did there. I like North Market with good Thai food. I need to explore more of the culinary offerings for the North Market. Good game, everyone. I ate one corn dog? Okay, that's pretty... If you told me, like, I had 3 waffle fries and that was it, that would be worse. But corn dog's pretty close. Yes, you should have eaten 2, Morrow. I sincerely doubt 1 corn dog is sufficient dinner. No wonder you want pizza. I'm hungry. Tell me more of this present food. Daniel, what's up, man? I did? Oh. Yeah. I wish I could have been closer in to see that, Sawyer, but... I honestly wish you had hit me with that reverse green shell. I earned it. Mara says, but it was gluten-free? Ugh. Isn't gluten what makes corn dogs good? Also, I'm watching another streamer and she's eating pizza. This is torturous. Torturous? Tortuous. Cannot read. Daniel, let's go out to eat. Oh wait, do you and Daniel actually live close to each other? Am I forgetting some pivotal aspect of our friendships? I want 600 downtown right now. Not familiar, Sam. I also want to try 6-1 Foe sometime, because I've never had Foe. I feel like that's just a uniquely wonderful play on words. Alright guys, I'm going to do 1 or 2 more, and then I'm going to call it for the night so I can go check on my puppy and get some sleep myself before too long. 10 to 15 minutes away? That's crazy! Well, if I ever make it over to... I think you guys are in Cali. I will let you know if I'm in the area. Oh, wait, actually, no, we were to talk about this. I will be not really in the area, because I think you guys are, what, not near LA or something? Because I will be out there for E3 in just a few short weeks. Oh, man, that's coming up quick. I need to make sure my travel stuff's squared away for that. I have an Airbnb lined up, but my arrival time, because my flight got delayed slightly, is going to push me out a little bit. Sacramento, that's right. I want Foe. Who said that? That was me, Morrow. I've never had Foe before, but there's a place in Columbus, the area code is 614, so this place is called 6-1 Foe. Pretty brilliant. Oh, come on, that slide perfect. When is E3? E3 should be June 11th, 12th, and 13th, I believe. Neil says, oh snap, E3 nice. Anything you looking forward to seeing there? I'm just going to there to be surprised. I've never been to E3 before, so I'm kind of excited just to check it out and kind of soak in the experience. So, no, not really. I want to get a tattoo while I'm there, but I have not, as of yet, researched any good tattoo parlors there to find out for sure. I like to get new tattoos when I go traveling, but we'll see. I feel like if I did, it would have to be video game based. And part of me wants to do a Triforce that mirrors the glacier on the inside of my right forearm to match the glacier on my left. In a similar style, but I don't know. We'll see. Never had a Mara. I couldn't tell you if it's good or not, but I'll take your word for it. Although I don't know if I should, considering you had gluten-free corn dogs for dinner. It makes me question, you know, any recommendation you would make to me in the within the culinary realm. That name for a faux play. I know, right? It's brilliant. I learned a valuable life lesson in building care and have a positive mind. It can get you somewhere in life. Absolutely, man. Like, and that's the thing. I feel like a lot of how you feel every day is a choice. I'm not, now that's the thing, I'm not sitting here trying to diminish people who have like depression or anxiety or anything like that. That's, yeah, I'm not saying that, you know, you can just will away, you know, mental issues, because you can't. But to some degree, I think everybody wakes up with a choice as to whether or not they're going to see the day as one that's filled with like challenges or setbacks, because those can essentially be the same thing. But your perspective, I think, is what determines the outcome. Press O if you've been on Sawmill Road. Absolutely. I was on Sawmill Road just the other day seeing a movie. I will go eat something else, more peasant food. I'm trying to think of what peasant food I have. I think I have some burritos downstairs. That sounds sort of peasant-y. Oh yeah, I had played Thwomp Ruins before. I don't know what I was talking about earlier, Mara. It just looked so different to me. Glitching. That was true, Josh, but for me to look positive sides has really helped me at this point in life, which is a good... Oh yeah, totally a good thing, man. It's not always easy to stay in that mindset, but I admire the people that can. I do my best to stay positive and upbeat, and most of the time I succeed. But that's the thing, too, is like on stream like I am right now, or even when I'm out and about with, you know, friends, or even if you put me in a party with random strangers, I'm a very sociable, chatty, outgoing, sort of social butterfly kind of guy, but I have a limit, and that limit usually manifests in basically what would happen is, like, after tonight, the first thing I would want to do is just like watch a Lord of the Rings marathon and not talk to anybody for like 3 hours. Even on social media I tend to phase out a little bit, because I can be very like on, I guess you would say, for extended periods of time, but at a certain point, I have to recharge. And when I do, I shut down. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to talk to them. Even like my best friends. Like, I've had friends be like, hey, man, let's hang out and do something this weekend, because 9 times out of 10, of course, I'm going to say yes. But that 1 time out of 10, every now and then, I'm just like, nope, I'm just going to stay by myself all weekend. Speaking of which, one of my favorite things to do, actually, weirdly enough, because I don't consider it social media, but Daniel, Morrow, like, whenever we were doing the, like, the group chat and hanging out on streams and stuff, some of my favorite times on the internet ever. It was very chill, very relaxing, and I would love to do that more. Because I just play something that interests me and just hang out with good people and chat, and that was one of my favorite things to do, is just go hide out in some other stream somewhere at 1 or 2 in the morning with some good conversation and a quiet game to myself. Not streaming. Not that I don't love streaming games, but I feel like if all I ever did was stream, like, I have to have some time that's just for me to enjoy it as a player, as a fan of video games. I definitely need time where I'm not streaming. I will probably still capture because I'm compulsive about it. But, you know, just to play for the enjoyment of it. And that's the reason that I put that in one of my videos at one point as like a tip for avoiding burnout, was to play just for fun. And I think a video not too long ago, too, I said, it was the opportunities you miss playing video games. I said one of the biggest ones that you can miss is remembering to just play for yourself and enjoy it sometimes. No, thank you, Daniel. I'm serious. Like, I was thinking about it the other day, man. It kind of bummed me out because, like, even if it's a game that you're playing that, like, I'm not particularly well versed in, or even a genre I'm not well versed in, just being with chill company is the best feeling. You guys are the streaming equivalent of, like, I don't know, a bowl of homemade chicken and dumplings or something, like comfort food. Not corn dogs, though. Not gluten-free corn dogs, I'll tell you that. Important to have balance, absolutely, and that's one of my chief weaknesses. Is I preach balance and I'm a big fan of it, but I don't always stay balanced, and that's something that I continually try to work on because, like, even tonight, I was supposed to go eat dinner, and I had been editing for about 3 hours straight and shooting B-roll for this video, fine-tuning it for Friday, and I just didn't want to stop. Like, I love it, but I also know that I have to stop and take breaks, because if I don't, I'll get incredibly unbalanced. The work will probably suffer. I will probably suffer on some emotional level if I allow that to dominate, you know, every minute of my waking life. So, your stream was part of that balance, Daniel, or is, I should say. You still stream. No, Enjoyability playing a game the stream could benefit fun, not only boost more positivity in you. Yes, I agree. Daniel, are we going to eat or what? Josh hates gluten-free corn dogs. I don't love them. Like, I'm like Seth Rogen trying to understand gluten. Like, I'm pretty sure like everything just bad is like gluten, but that's also what makes everything super tasty. Crows, I didn't see you come in here. Hello. Sorry, I was bouncing back and forth. You also bring me a great deal of joy, Crows, while I'm in the middle of this love fest. Because I'm the yellow devil. Why do you torture me? I have chicken nuggets and waffle fries. Sorry, I'm going back to catch up on chat because it was scrolling a little fast for me. Now I want to go eat food. When I stream, it doesn't feel any different than a hangout. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, that's the feel that I would like to maintain, you know, for these streams. But in time, as things get bigger, I don't know if it still will be. And I'm trying to figure out if I could stream actually privately. I think I can. But then it's like, how do I market that? Like, is that kind of crappy? I don't know. I think that might be fun to, you know, keep a smaller, intimate stream or maintain some semblance of that as the channel continues to grow. And that's not me speaking from a position of arrogance, but, I mean, statistically speaking, on a long enough timeline, if you're consistent, I think growth is inevitable. As long as you're not making, you know, like, demonstrably terrible moves or whatever. But, you know, I'm not there yet, and I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But for now, just know that those smaller, you know, more intimate streams are definitely, it's a chill time for me. Love it. Are most of us in Ohio? I think most of us are not in Ohio. Crows is from Indiana, I think. So it's close to Ohio. She's come over to our neck of the woods before. Josh started thinking of names for the show. It's not my show. That's not mine. That's not my responsibility. That's all you, Jakin. Yeah, let me take care of my content. Oh, and I'll do yours too, Jakin. Real classy. I hate your share, Mara. You think? LOL. Wait. Well, I know, but I didn't want to give away your exact location. I know more completely where you are, I think, but I didn't want to shout it out to a bunch of internet strangers. Some of these people could be stone cold killers. Have you seen Jakin on stream? The man's an absolute monster. But you're our monster, Jakin. I mean that as a positive. Appreciate it. You're welcome. Crows, what have you been doing today? What have you been playing? More Dead by Daylight? Tell me all the things. Or at least, you know, those that would be considered socially acceptable in a very public stream on the internet. Appreciate it. I want cake. Gosh, cake does sound good. When I get off the stream, if I can get up here before the gas station closes, I may just go buy some Little Debbie cakes. Even though they're not the best. But then again, as a guy who had Taco Bell for dinner, I'm not exactly, you know, appreciating the finer things in life right now. It's like you know me. Of course I know you. Final lap. Here we go. Whoa. 9th place is not going to be a strong finish, but I'm playing with heart. I think that's what really matters. Oh, this is so painful. No! God, that was the worst thing. Brian, what's going on, man? How are you tonight? How much longer will you be streaming? Actually, this is my last race, man. I'm gonna call it for tonight, Brian. I got a puppy who's not feeling super great, and despite a few technical hiccups at the beginning, I think I've been at it for about an hour and a half. I was working until 7 a.m. playing Dead by Daylight with friends and slept most of the day, then switched my slams over to OBS Studio the rest of the day. Right on. I still have not tried Streamlabs OBS, although I hear people like it. I've seen a lot of YouTubers delete their channels, which is sad, but just goes to show you gotta enjoy what you do and have fun doing it. I plan to never stop doing YouTube until the end. Same, Henry. I'll be around. Josh, you made me edit. How dare you? I had to. Jakin has so much personality on stream, it surprises me. I know, it does surprise me as well, because Jakin is so infinitely unlikable. And yet, on stream, he is positively magnetic. It's very strange. The next stream, multiplayer, will be Wednesday. I may do a pre-Chillcast stream this Friday before I jump on over on Abaddon's channel. We'll see. And this weekend at some point, I'm definitely going to stream something just for fun. What that will be, maybe it'll be more Days Gone, maybe it'll be Dragon's Dogma, but it's going to be something that I just personally enjoy, basically with the intention of luring Morrow and Daniel over here because they are delightful human beings. Yes, Solly here. Very simple, but I've been dealing with a lot of lag spikes and audio issues that just doesn't make the ease of it worth it. I gotcha. Now, I had some issues when we started today, Chris. But this is a new setup, Chris. I have a new camera and everything, kind of. It's all going to be explained in a video on Friday how this magic is possible. But spoiler alert, it's the Elgato Cam Link with some other fancy equipment. So I'll probably call Grandpa Henry in about 32 years. Weirdly enough, so will I, Henry. I can't explain that. Why is it surprising? No. It's not. I didn't mean that as an insult. I just meant... No, I'm kidding. You're fine, Jake. Oh, you did notice right away? So is it really that significant, Crows? That's excellent to hear. So... But yeah, thank you guys so much, as always, for coming out of the stream. I really appreciate it. Let's see if I can get fancy and actually switch the angle right now. Actually, I don't think I can. See, that's one thing. I don't think I'm going to be able to use the Mac as a permanent OBS streaming solution. I think I'm going to have to switch back to the desktop PC and move it up here, which I don't like because it ruins my minimalist aesthetic, but it would probably be not smart of me to sacrifice quality for the convenience of just having a clean desktop. Although I work best when it's tidy. I truly do. As far as that, other things coming up on the channel, I do have a video coming out Friday that talks specifically about the Cam Link, whether or not it would be right for you. That's the only reason I'm able to produce quality like this right now, at least for the camera, despite those technical issues earlier. Beyond that, other things coming up, shirts. Shirts are going to be launching this month. So I don't know if any of you were interested in that. I know that people had messaged me on Twitter a few times asking about it months and months ago, and it was something that I just sort of kept putting off because Jason doesn't live here anymore. He's a brilliant designer. I can't make shirts, but he has the design acumen that he absolutely can, and he showed me a design today. There's basically going to be 2 to 3 shirts that are going to be launching. One is going to be a basic logo design. One is going to be something that's very much in line with either YourPlayerTwo ethos, I guess you would say, that I'm super excited about, that he actually worked on today and showed me, and I was very... and that's the thing, I would not sell a shirt that I personally would not wear, and based on what he showed me, I would absolutely wear this. So if anybody's interested in that, they will be available at some point. Where they will be available for purchase, I'm not sure yet. We're still hashing out those details, but they should be up, I want to say, on the 14th, I think, which is kind of exciting, a little nerve-wracking, but, you know, since I'm making some convention appearances, I should probably have some different shirts available. This was fun, Josh. Thanks for the fun, bud. Henry, thank you so much for the positivity and for stopping by. I always appreciate it, man. I'm glad you are committed to your success on YouTube. I'm proud of you that you're going to be graduating soon. That's fantastic. I hope you get some downtime to enjoy it and really appreciate that experience. Jake and I will talk to you about the show, because I am curious. You've piqued my curiosity. Thank you for whoever subbed. I'm going to chalk it up to my MK8 skill. I mean, you basically cheat your way through, but that's okay, Jaken. We're, I guess, still friends. Mar says, when is Jaken going to stream? Is he still on hiatus? That's a question for Jaken. I keep trying to tell him, but he keeps giving me vague, kind of whiny answers about why he's not that I can't really get behind. So you have to take that up with him, obviously. Him says, I'm going to try to get an Elgato. Could be useful. Absolutely, man. It's super useful if you have any aspirations to stream. Let me see if anybody else is streaming right now. If you guys wouldn't mind rating somebody to kind of help somebody else out, kind of, you know, raise their audience a little bit. Let me see if there's anybody who's streaming right now in our circles. Or if anybody else has a suggestion or sees somebody that I don't. Actually, I'll tell you what. Hold on a sec. I may have somebody here. Hold on. Let's see here. Who do we got? Yeah, I was about to say, like, I'm not seeing Rax. Like, I'm subscribed to Rax. Is Chris Levi streaming right now? Hold on. What's he streaming? Kingdom Hearts 3, as much as he loves it. Alright. Everybody, if you guys wouldn't mind showing some love to Chris Levi 13, he is an incredibly positive individual. I'm a big fan of Chris Levi. If you want to go hit his stream with a little bit of, I don't know, YP2 raid action, I guess. That would be super helpful if you like Kingdom Hearts, and if you want to meet somebody who just has a really positive vibe about them. Henry, you would probably dig Chris Levi. I think you're already familiar with him. But for anybody else, it would probably mean a lot to him to get some more viewers. I think he's only got one watcher right now, so... And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it. So I will see you guys over on Chris Levi's channel here in a moment. But thank you guys again so much for coming out. I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your Wednesday night to come hang out with me on stream, play some Mario Kart, or whatever it is that gets voted for. I appreciate it tremendously. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream now, if I can, because my software is locked up. So you may just have to watch me struggle tremendously as I try to figure out a way to kill this. But anyways, thank you guys so much again for coming out. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you on the next one.